The word fasting is being used more and more over the years, and people have started to try different types of fasting in their daily routines. Now, if I have been fasting for the past 28 years, and I thought maybe you would like to know what I would consider or what I would like to know if I started fasting for the first time. So in this video, we are going to go over the why you should fast, the types of fasting, the length of the fast that you should consider, and then how you should ease into the fasting. So without further ado, let's get started. A couple of years ago, intermittent fasting became all the rage in the modern society. But the fasting has been here for a millennia. If I was starting fasting today, or thinking about starting fasting today, I think that I would be pretty overwhelmed over the information that are out there. So I've decided to give you a push and to give you 4 things to consider before you go into your own prolonged fasting journey. And the first thing that I would reconsider is why I would like to fast. Now, in my case, I wanted to lose weight. That was my first initial wish and push that pushed me over the edge, and I started with prolonged fasting. And as the years went by, I did it for health reasons as well, because I wanted to have children and I had endometriosis that was keeping me from having them. And then we have my grandfather. My grandfather had a different reason from me. He had tumors. He had brain tumors and he had lung tumors, and he used fasting to get rid of the tumors. The same was with my mother. My mother decided to try prolonged fasting for the first time to get rid of her breast cancer. And then we have my grandmother who pushed my grandfather into fasting, and she did it with him for moral support. This was the same reason my husband also tried prolonged fasting, is to give me mental support. However, it turned out that he needed more support than I did, but never mind, he did it and he succeeded to finishing his own 21-day fast. And then we have my maid of honor who did it to get rid of her irritable bowel syndrome. So as you can see, there are many ideas and many reasons why you should try prolonged fasting. And since we are all unique, you will have a unique reason for your why. So take a moment and think about why you would like to start your own prolonged fasting journey. And then, as a beginner, I would also like to know what types of fastings are there. Now, I was introduced into prolonged fasting myself, but I know that now there are different types of fasting out there. We have dry fasting, which is a type of fasting where you don't eat or drink anything for a specific amount of time. Now, this is very exhausting and very trying on your body. And then, as a complete opposite, we have water fasting. Now, water fasting, we can only drink water for the duration of the fasting, but we don't ingest any solid food. And then the easiest, in my opinion, we have the third type of fasting, which is juice fasting. Now, juice fasting, we are not drinking sodas, we are drinking freshly squeezed vegetable or fruit juice, and maybe drink some teas or perhaps light vegetable soups without any hard stuff in them. So these are the 3 types of fasting that are out there, and these are the types that you should reconsider if you are thinking about fasting. All right, then we have the fasting length. Now, I started with the juice fast, and this juice fast was for 21 days. It was a half fast, half time fast, because the full fast is 42 days, but I tried it for the half of that time, so for 21 days. If you are thinking about fasting and you are a little overwhelmed by it, my suggestion is that you try it with an intermittent fasting, because the intermittent fasting, you can decide for yourself how long you want to fast, and this is usually from 16-hour window to a 20-hour window when you will be fasting, and the rest of the time you can have your eating window. And then when you are a little better with fasting, you can try, 24 or 48-hour fast. This is something that my colleagues at work do. They have a Monday fast, which is a water fast, because they say that they eat too much during the weekend and they want to, get their body back in shape on Monday. So basically, when they come to work, they only drink coffee, and the rest of the day, coffee without sugar, and the rest of the day they drink only water. And you can also try this one-day fast if you would like to fast after the moon cycle. So every full moon you eat nothing for the duration of that 24 hours. And then when you get the hang of it, maybe you will start to think about longer fasts, like a week, 2, 3 weeks, or maybe even 6 weeks. It depends. So these are the length that you could reconsider. And then we will try, I would try, if I would be starting to fast and I was a beginner, I didn't knew anything, I would probably start thinking how to ease into the fasting. Now, as I said, the first thing that I would probably think about is intermittent fasting. And I would do it for about a month, just to see how good my body reacts without food for a certain amount of hours. And then maybe ease into it for 24-hour fast, or maybe even a week. And then we would go on from there. But in my case, it was a bit different. I was 18, I was headstrong, and I did it on a dare. Because nobody in my family believed that I would be able to last without food for any amount of time, let alone for 21 days. So I did it on a dare. I wanted to lose weight, and it took me, I think, 2 days to gather all of the vegetables that I needed and all of the teas, to mix them and to learn how to prepare them. And then the next day I started with my fast. It was 2 days from the idea to the actual start of the fast. Now, my why was strong because I wanted to prove a point. But afterwards, as I started, as I knew what fasting did to my body and to my well-being, I started to fast a little differently, and I started to prepare a little more. But in the beginning, as a pure beginner at 18, I just jumped into it, and it was 2 days from the idea to the actual beginning date. So there you have it. These are some things that I would reconsider now if I was thinking about prolonged fast for the first time. If you have inclination like me to write everything down, there is a PDF, the free PDF in the show notes below, which you can download and read at your leisure, and maybe answer some of the questions that you will be asking yourself before you start your prolonged fasting journey, and maybe they will help you to find why you should do the fasting in the first place, what kind of fasting you're going to do, and how long you're going to do it. So that's it from my side for today. Only one more thing before I go. Before you start your fasting period, please consider to speaking about it with your doctor, because every person is different. Every person has a different has a different situation with their health and their well-being, and maybe fasting will not be for you. So consult your doctor, talk about it with him or her, and when you have the green light, then jump right in. And if you were like me, maybe start in 2 days and get things over with before the bathing season starts. So thank you so much for your time and your patience. If you have any questions, meet me in the comments and we'll chat. Thank you very much for your time, and I'll see you in the next one.